plus 78 pips profit trading the London session, and a nice little surprise at the end of the video. Let's get straight over to the charts. Hi and welcome back. It's 2 minutes past 8. We've just had the London Open, and just flicking through these charts. I came to the charts a little earlier while I was setting up for the live London trade planning webinar with the Price Action Traders Institute members, and I saw some nice entry points. I got in on the pound Japanese yen, took this at 91 up here, and you can see this price pulled down quite nicely on those two candles here. But then what I did, I actually locked in 10 pips on this. You can see price pulled back, and that little yellow marker there shows you where I got hit. So my price stop was hit, giving me 10 pips on the pound Japanese yen. Let me just mark that in my journal. GJ. So I've got 10 pips on that. The other trade I'm in at the moment is the US dollar Canadian dollar. Saw an entry point on this big candle here is what we call a Momo trade, a momentum trade, and I managed to get in on that at 40, and seen price pull up quite nicely through that 50 level, and I've got 5 pips. Let me just check and see. I think it's 5 pips I've got locked in on this. Yeah, I've got 5 pips locked in on this. Seeing that price pull back, I'm looking and hoping for it to bounce off of that 50 and continue an upside move towards that 80 level, but who knows, it might continue down, hit my price stop, giving me 5 pips on that. So that's where I am at the moment. Just 2 trades, some beautiful moves overnight, seeing some lovely moves, downside moves. It's Japanese yen strength that we're seeing across the board, and US dollar strength as well, which is holding that US dollar Japanese yen up. 2 of them are fighting against each other. We're looking for trying for the US dollar to move up, Japanese yen to move down, and that's why we've just got that sideways price action. Australian dollar weakness and that US dollar strength pushing down there. So you can see the kind of moves that we've seen overnight throughout the Asian session. Okay, I'll close out. In fact, I'm going to take a trade on that as we're looking at it. Seen an entry point there. So taking the Euro US dollar short at around about that 66 level. Okay, I'll pause the video for now. Need to get things sorted out here, and I'll be back in a little while to give you an update, let you know how these trades are doing. Back again just to give you a quick update. Just seen an entry point on this New Zealand dollar US dollar. Got in this at 34, looking for further downside movement on this, taking it short. So I'm currently holding 3 trades, I believe. 1, 2, 3 trades, yeah. So it's that New Zealand dollar US dollar, US dollar Canadian dollar. Looking for that further upside movement. The pound Japanese yen I took profit on, and the Euro US dollar, just managed to catch a trade on that as price came through an entry point. Okay, I'll pause again and I'll be back with you soon. So back to give you an update, let you know that I'm flat the market. The time is now 8:26. It was probably about 10 minutes ago that I punched out of all trades. Seeing a nice price burst, and that was enough for me to take my profit and get out of the market, go flat. So I'll quickly run through these. The Euro US dollar, you can see where I got in here. Price pulled down and I punched out of this one. Pound Japanese yen, gutted in a way, I suppose, that I actually set a price stop. What it was, I took this trade, price moved down quite nicely. I managed to lock in 10 pips. You can see where I got in on that red marker and where I set my price stop on that yellow marker there. And I locked that in because I was just about to start the London trade plan, and I like to lock in profits if I can before I start doing that. I can't really manage trades while I'm talking to the members, and so lock that in. You can see it just came up and spiked through my price stop, giving me 10 pips, and then continued down. Well, you can see from where I got in so far it's moved down 54 pips. So I've missed out on an awful lot of pips there, but this is part of the game as well. You have to accept that kind of thing. There's nothing we can do about it, and just accept it. So I'll come away with 10 pips, so not too sad about that. US dollar Canadian dollar, you can see where I got in here. Got this at 40, and price moved up really nice. Seeing that price burst there, and I punched out of that, giving me 30 pips. And the last trade that I took was the New Zealand dollar US dollar. Just a little quick move on this. Took it short as price came through an entry point, and I already decided to punch out when I did, so I just nicked another 6 pips on that. So I'll just flick over to the summary sheet and I'll give you the final numbers there. thinking that I'd finished trading for the day. I was rounding everything up, and it wasn't until later on in the day when I sat down in the evening and started to get myself ready for the following day. I always prepare the day before for the London trade planning session that I do with the members. But so I finished trading the London session probably about 8:30, I think it was, and in the morning, London time, and it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon in London, and that makes it around about 9 o'clock in the evening here in Thailand. So I was just sat down at my laptop, was preparing for the following day, and just noticed that there was a red news event taking place. You can see here it was all on the CAD, and it was the Bank of Canada Monetary Policy Report and the rate statement. Quite an important news event now. And so because I was in front of the charts and the way that we trade news events, it was simple for me just to open my charts up again and see if there was anything to be had, which is what I did. So let's get over to the two results. I didn't get a chance to record it live as I was trading it, but I've taken screenshots of the outcome of that, and I'll show you those. So first of all, the US dollar, Canadian dollar. As I opened the charts up, like I said, the news event was just kicking in. I didn't get a chance to get the recorder up and running. So it was sort of like sprung upon me, as I said. It was just something I noticed at the last minute. Opened up my charts immediately. Didn't get a chance to start the screen recording software that I use. And so what I've done, I've taken a screen grab here, and you can see the screenshot was taken more than a day later, which is why you've got all of these candles here after the event. But this is what we're looking at here, this area here. This candle here is the news event, you can see. And price initially pushed up. And I held off for a little while watching the spreads. Price pulled down again. You can see my entry point. Just managed to get in here. And watch this price go up, pull back down again. Now, bearing in mind it was getting on in the evening. It was 9 o'clock here in Thailand, 9 o'clock in the evening. And so I wasn't looking at sitting with this and playing it out for any long period. I just thought I'd get in and get out as quickly as I could, see if I could grab some pips. And that's exactly what I did. I was only in for a few minutes. Decided to punch out. I took 10 pips on this US dollar, Canadian dollar. As price came up, started to suck back a bit, and I punched out, taking 10 pips on the US dollar, Canadian dollar. And Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, you can see as that price came down, I was watching the spread normalized. I managed to get in here, took it short, and watched that come down, hit 10 pips in profit, and that's where I punched out. So I managed to take an additional 20 pips just on this news event, all for the sake of, I don't know, it was probably about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that. And that was me done. An additional 20 pips for the day. So let's get over to the summary sheet now, and I'll show you the combined numbers. And so here are the final figures. Always nice when you look at a summary sheet like this. There's nothing on that losing side and everything on the winning side. Always quite nice when that happens. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's good. So you can see these trades I took here: pound, Japanese yen, US dollar, CAD, euro, US dollar, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. They were the trades that I took during the London session, trading the London session. Very quick session as well. And then later on, like I say, I took those two news trades: US dollar, Canadian dollar, 10 pips, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, 10 pips, giving me a total of 78 pips. So really good day, excellent profit, and wasn't too difficult. Very short, really, just a few minutes on the news event, and probably about an hour on the London session. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and please remember to hit subscribe, and if you hit the bell, you'll get the notifications as and when I post new videos. If you'd like to find out more about the way that we trade at the Price Action Traders Institute, all the details are down in the description box just below this video. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.